Mirage are here getting 3 huge headshots.
He's walking around and just walking in the stacked Wonderland. He gets himself a hat-trick of frag. Bro have won.
And we are back again, this time with a third map between ESG and dAT team. It's going to be on Mirage. Semler, are you back again as well?
Yeah, I'm here, man. You alright?
So far, I'm alright. I've got to say, I'm just sort of waiting for everything to crash and burn. But so far, seems to be working, and that's at least good news. So obviously, a big thanks and a lot of love to Get Right for helping us out, and also to you for just picking it up and just shoot it. Were you streaming from your USB dongle?
Yeah, luckily it got recharged this month, and I just had enough, basically. So it was a close one, man. I had no idea if it was going to work or not.
Alright, well, I'm glad something worked out, because I spent basically the last hour just, pulling my hair and being hysterical and irrational, and then I finally realized there was no point, it wasn't going to solve anything, and then I got something to drink, and I just sat down and relaxed, and all of a sudden it worked again, so I have no idea what's going on. But, of course, I'm really sorry for all of you guys watching. I think we managed to disconnect in the middle of an insane game between LC and Na'Vi, but I'm glad you could follow up on it, Semler, and people still got to catch the end of it.
What a game that was, though. Holy hell. That was just amazing. I mean, down to the wire. We come back into it, and it's basically 11-13. And London Calling have got the lead. They've got the money. They've got Na'Vi low money. And it's just this give and take from there on out until overtime. And then overtime, that's why I'm saying it was very familiar to see this performance from ESG up against dAT team, because it was the same thing. London Calling just came alive, or London Calling, god damn it, London Conspiracy.
Yes.
They came through in the same way that ESG just did on Train, where they just wiped them out, full 5 rounds in the first half of overtime on the CT side of Dust 2, and Na'Vi just didn't stand a chance. They got rolled on that last map. It was really impressive play from the Norwegians.
It's been a day with a lot of crazy upsets and also some predictable games, but LC Na'Vi definitely takes the crown so far. I think if dAT beat ESG, that I'd be much more surprised. So I don't know what to say. Again, I'm just blown away by how well dAT was playing on Train and how many mistakes ESG were making, but I don't know. I mean, especially Flamey. He ended up with, 31 kills, and it's not like we don't know that team. This is not like, we have no clue who that team are, and they're just a Russian team coming out of, nowhere and beating some top teams, because that would almost be more reasonable. Now, the thing is, we've been casting that team a lot in previous SLTV tournaments, and also, I mean, all of the players, we know all of them, and have seen them many times, and I've never, ever seen that team play close to a level that even resembles this.
Yeah. Agreed. They're really playing out of their minds right now. I mean, it really makes you wonder, like, what kind of performance we would have versus a team of, like, Na'Vi's caliber or Titan. Like, would it be the same sort of story? ESG seemed a little wonky there on Nuke to start. They managed to bring it back on Train with a really strong team performance. Like, I think the only reason we went to overtime in that map is because of how many rounds ESG actually managed to pick up on that T side, ending at 7-8, I believe.
Yeah.
That was really impressive play from the Swedes on the T side of Train. That team weren't able to actually come together with the same kind of crisp play that they had on Nuke. So ESG, they buy themselves a breath of fresh air here, and they go onto a map that they're pretty familiar with, Mirage, to finish things. So I actually am not very familiar with how well that team will play Mirage.
No, me neither. I think ESG should be strong on this one, but I mean, if that team are going to be playing well on Nuke, on Train, those are both very CT-sided maps. Mirage, not so much, but if they can play well on 3 maps in the map pool like this, then they must have put in a hell of a lot of practice to be able to do that. Because actually, those are 3 very different maps, and I don't know if there's a single team that's simultaneously very good on Mirage, Nuke, and Train. I find that actually very hard to think of.
That's a tough combination. The only team I would say that are pretty good at all of those is, I guess, NiP. It's like NiP would be fine with Nuke and Train, and then Mirage, we know it's not their strongest map, but they're still pretty competent on it.
It's just like, Mirage and Train and Nuke are kind of the specialist maps, whereas Dust 2 and Inferno, you can kind of expect most teams to be good at those. That's why I'd be surprised if... In fact, it's surprising that we have a best of 3 that doesn't feature any of those maps.
Yeah, look at these guys trying to be special, right? They're trying to stand out from the pack. They're like, okay, everybody's playing Inferno and Dust 2, we're going to ban Inferno and Dust 2. Yeah. And just throw you all for a loop, really. It comes as a surprise. I was pleasantly surprised when we got this map lineup, and I'm really glad that we ended up getting a map 3 after all. Because now we get the full gamut. We get everything here. And it's not on Dust 2, it's not on Inferno. The last map is going to be Mirage. Anything is possible.
Yeah, it feels like tonight absolutely anything is possible in spite of all the craziness we've seen so far. We've still enjoyed ourselves. I guess upsets are a lot of fun, but I hope that the ESG are going to remember what it's like to play this game at a slightly higher level, because I definitely expect that from them. And I really don't want to see them lose because of some of the mistakes they made on Train. That would be sad.
Oh no, yeah, that would be heartbreaking. And I'm not entirely sure. Hold on, I'm going to check the bracket real quick to see actually who do they face off against in the lower bracket if they fall here.
Yeah, just a quick reminder as well, assuming we have no issues, of course, tomorrow is going to be another day of streaming. Today, this is the 4th best of 3 we're doing, so it's been a very, very, very long day. We started at 1 o'clock and we are now approaching midnight, which means we will have been streaming for, goddamn quick maths, 11 hours almost. And that is actually a pretty long time, and we're not even done yet. We could be heading up to 12. And thank you so much, all of you, for staying with us all day. Also, thanks for keeping Scoots occupied in the chat. Definitely an important part of being a subscriber here. And hope you guys have been just, it's been worth your time, basically. And you'll tune back in tomorrow where we have another crazy, crazy set of games. And a lot of teams we haven't seen yet, like Copenhagen Wolves, like Titan, and hopefully we can catch some of them tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it at least. It's going to start at 1 o'clock Central European time again tomorrow. And, yeah, remember to follow and subscribe and all that stuff, and just enjoy the show from here on out. We're ready, Semler. Are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. This is it. This is what I've been waiting for all day. The final map, and it's a thing of beauty as well. In a best of 3, we go to the final map to determine who's going to move on to the main event out of both of these teams, because I actually now really want to see both of these teams at the main event. ESG, XSK, team with huge potential, but that team clearly a team that can really put up a top fight here. So it's a thing of beauty, Anders. We got really lucky with this series so far.
It seems like it. Delpan's actually going to try and backstab with a knife. Were they really putting tactics into this? It seems like they are. Maybe it's worth it. But winning the knife round on this map is not really a big deal. But I guess if ESG, if they've been struggling a little bit so far in this qualifier, maybe it's worth it for them to get, the best start that they possibly can. And they're at least going to get a chance to do that. So if you're just joining us, then welcome to the stream. This is ESL One Cologne 2014 European Finals, the qualifier. It's a best of 3 double elimination bracket, and the winner of this one gets to go to the main tournament in Cologne, Gamescom. It's going to be a $250,000 tournament, so there is a lot of reason why you'd want to win this last map in the best of 3.
Yeah. This is it. 250. A chance at, a portion of 250 grand is on the line here. One map. But you're not out if you are, if you get knocked out here, you're not out of the tournament. You just drop down into the lower bracket, as I was saying. Navi up against Mouse Sports. And I believe, hold on, let me double check real quick. I believe the loser of this match will go on to face off against Uno Ein, the other Danish team. They got knocked out earlier, or knocked into the lower bracket earlier by Copenhagen Wolves.
Alright, yeah, that was a Dane-on-Dane matchup early on. It's brutal.
That was brutal.
Pitting the Danes against each other. Not fair.
Viking warfare, all out.
Exactly. Well, this is an interesting setup. I like it from ESG having 2 people over at the B bomb site with Quitten down here with a Molotov ready to take anyone out. Flamey actually gets to live another day, but the Molotov has been spent. One of them at least. They still have one more, and now actually it's going to be a push towards Catwalk, where Quitten going to walk right into World. Did it take him down? Does he realize there's one guy right there? Too late, he realizes.
Not good enough. And that brings it back to a 4-on-4 here. Bondik with a great kill. And now look at Emilio's position. He's looking to see if Bondik is going to try and push into window right now. The bomb is making its way up connector for that team, and this is looking like an A push. After all, look at Emilio's position. He's going to catch Blade, but Blade catches him first. And now the man advantage for that team.
Yeah, nicely done. Going to be a bomb plant as well here, and a pretty tough retake coming in from ESG. dAT is just spotting it, listening in. He couldn't really do anything. He pushed in alone, probably just go down immediately. Blade is going to survive that fall back there, and bondik takes down Rogue. So a pretty good start coming out from that team, and winning the pistol round here definitely be a strong start. dAT and XM, or so Michael trying to see if they can fight it back, but I think it's too late at this point. The bomb is so much in the middle of the bomb site, it's almost impossible. Ubik not going to take the peek. bondik's running in as well. Spots no one's defusing. dAT missing too many shots, going to go down. bondik coming up with a triple kill and a really good round from that team. Nice take of the bomb site.
Okay, so apparently, according to the stream, that team played a strong game against Mouse on Mirage as well. But they played against a strong team against Mouse on Train, and that didn't quite come through this time around versus ESG, so... Are ESG going to be up to snuff to put a halt to that team here? That team already managing to get the strong start, however, in this half, and despite the fact that they didn't win the knife and they didn't get the CT start, they still pick up the pistol round, and that's so important on the T side, getting those early, easy rounds.
Great angle from Flamey to peek right there. Just going to this away, and they actually haven't invested into any kind of armor, so it's not the biggest deal if they pick this up, but he comes out just at the right time, still goes down to Rogue, but a pretty good double kill on his hands.
And Rogue is about to walk right into another member there. Blade gets the flank on him. Good punish, not letting him get away with that rifle. That was very important. But Michael is still alive on this B site, and right now, Blade making it look like it's going to be a B play with that smoke going in, but Michael only counts one smoke. So he's not... I mean, I guess he's assuming that it's going to be a B play after all, but that's just not going to be the case. That team, with the smart play, rotating the bomb over to the A bomb site, knowing that this bomb site is clear, that they can get a plant unmolested.
Yeah, I guess he isn't probably saving the $300 it takes to have this P2K, but he might be wanting to see if he can pick up the Galil that's maybe over here. Did they run away with it? Or is it still somewhere? I can't actually find it, so maybe they did. Just see if they can take it out of there. That's pretty cool if they manage to get rid of the Galil.
It doesn't seem like he's going to manage to find it. Yeah, they probably chucked it up on a roof or something.
Yeah, could they throw it over here? Yeah, they have. They've thrown it up on whatever this is, the high ground, over the wall. So that's very smart play. Michael just, without any luck, he really wants to pick it up, but he's not going to be able to. So just the end of the round, and that team not leaving much to chance, which is a very good sign here.
It's really solid. It all comes down to the small details, right? And those kinds of details, not letting, say, a rifle just lay there, so that the opponents who are ecoing can go and pick it up for free. That sort of thing is what wins you rounds. That sort of thing is what wins you matches eventually. So that team, again, it's going to be an anti-eco play for them, and they're gathering up for a smoke play onto A. But so far, the exchange isn't going too bad. It's a 1 for 2.
Yeah, now Hitten, long range with the deagle. Really wants that one deagle in. Not going to hit it this time, but yeah, I guess a lot of people out there wanted him to hit it. It's always fun with the 1D, right? That's what we're
especially
looking for.
with Huiten, he can actually get that 1D. Oh, World Edit looking for the frag with the ump, and that's another $600 in his pocket, so he's going to be pretty pleased about that. Good money from that SMG.
That it is. World Edit. A good double kill here. I mean, that is actually a lot of money on him. 5,100. And that's really important because Flamey's dead. He's got 750, so if they need it, then World Edit is going to play the bank and just pick up the slack here. Now, Michael and Rogue should be looking for exit kills, and I think they are going to try and do that, see if they can maybe force someone to stick around longer than they normally would and blow up with the bomb at least.
Well, they're getting close to it, but Rogue is too far away to really do anything now, and everybody, the remaining members of that team at least, will live through the round, so not too expensive a round actually for that team. A very solid performance from them.
Yeah, Michael picking up an AWP, and I'm looking at dAT, seeing if it's going to be a double. It will be a double, and I'm a big fan of this, especially if it means Michael is going to be going to the B bomb site. I think that is one of the really cool ways of holding the B hallways. It's really difficult sometimes with a rifle unless you know exactly what you're doing, and a lot of teams, even top teams, are struggling to do it.
Yeah, it's always tough. It's always tough, especially if it's a rush. But if you can manage to slug one guy down early on with that AWP, it can put a halt to a push. Or at least make him, second guess it. But dAT playing the good position, like Pasha's position, basically, with the op, looking towards apartments, looking towards pit, just kind of holding around that electric area. The rest of that team, though, are pretty spread out across the map. They are looking to get some movement here in mid. They do manage to put some shots through onto Huiten, who was pushing up on short. And they know that thanks to Flamey in his position right there below.
Flamey's just walked this whole way without actually running into anyone. It's really, really a nice position he's ended up in. And Delpan fires a shot here. Flamey could be right around the corner before anything happens. So far, he's just waiting for the smoke to disappear. And this is definitely going to be an A push. Emilio and Rogue inside the bomb site. Delpan close by, but it's going to be Flamey being the guy here to open it up.
Yeah, he could push through if he can actually manage to sneak his way around Emilio's position right now. He does manage to spot one coming in fairly quickly. Doesn't manage to get the double spray, though. Delpan looking towards Electric. Misses a shot, and that's going to cost him. Flamey gets the backstab, and this is now a man advantage here for that team taking this A site.
Yeah, good kill from Rogue. Looking for a second one, not going to get it. And it's back into a 2-on-3 now. Hitten and Michaelili really cannot afford to let this round go. That would be a bit of a disaster, but at the same time, if they overcommit to retaking it and just lose the rifles, that's not really worth it either. Bomb goes down, a lot of smoke saved for that team, and I'm not sure I'm a fan of this retake, actually.
If they can find a pick fairly quickly here, that would be big, but the Triangle of Doom is set up for that team. They've planted it for Courtyard, but they've got ideal positions to just stop anything from coming through. Bondik at the back of the site. Michaelili will find the headshot, but Bondik returns instantly. Huiten is now alive, trying to find a shot on Bondik, but it's just not going to be good enough. He gets the AWP, turns tail, and that's the right call to make. And it's almost as if they should have made that call right from the start.
Yeah, well, yeah, it seems like it. But I mean, you are right. Once they got that opening kick, there was at least a minuscule chance. If the rest of that team had all been picking, or just peeking out at the same time and they could have got more kills, that might have been an opening. But now, what are they going to do with this one AWP? That's the big question.
Give it to... Well, actually, leave it on Huiten, who has Kevlar. I wouldn't actually say that that's a bad play. And no, yeah. Give it to Huiten. He has Kevlar. Let him go to work. See if he can't get something done with it. And the rest of them pushing up aggressive mid. I like this eco play from ESG.
Yeah, it is working out really well. That team, unfortunately for ESG, are deciding to go for the B bomb site, which means there's nobody guarding it. Rogue is kind of nearby, but he's got just a P250 here. Not exactly going to be easy holding it down with that in the middle. Blade taking a bit of a battle, but there should be an easy plant coming in here from the terrorist side. P2K close range, not going to be good enough to stop Bondik. And I think they just need to try and save this AWP. Delpan's making his way over here, but I really wouldn't advise any kind of aggression.
No, not at this point. It's a bit too far gone here. With the pistols, you know, you can try and get in there and get some damage done with the pistols, sure. But that AWP is worth way too much, and Huiten gets dropped down to 8 HP as well. He's handed it off to Delpan, who is currently looking... I mean, he's got that position holding towards Kitchen, but yeah... At this point, just back off. Make sure that you can hold on to the AWP. Huiten has already backed off across to the other side of the map to make sure he can hold on to his Kevlar and kit.
Yeah, and they're just going to be running away. No exit kills seem to be happening either for ESG, so that's unfortunate. At least they'll be able to buy in the upcoming round, but right about then, I think they need to start winning some rounds here. Otherwise, I mean, that team's just going to have too much of a good start on their hands, basically.
Yeah, it is starting to get a little bit out of control, isn't it? 5 rounds, beginning of the half for T-side. Mirage, that's a fantastic scoreline so far, and it gives them so much room to work with for throughout the rest of this half. If they pick up a couple more rounds here and there, they're going to be sitting pretty, that team, switching over to the CT side. ESG, however, I mean, it's unfortunate for ESG because they go for an aggressive push-up mid last round, and I like that play. With enough of them there in the pistols, they can definitely get some kills, but that team just, they made the right call. It was basically like anti-strat. They avoided mid entirely, went up into B apartments, and there wasn't much ESG could do about it.
Delpan holding here. Going to be a matter of seconds before World Edit peaks, but the timing is not good enough, and they're going to flash their way in instead. World Edit is actually going to counter peak here, and Delpan is now not in position to take a kill, so if he had waited another few seconds, that might have been an opening. But now instead, still a 5-on-5, and that team playing like they have been so far, just walking up slowly around the map looking for openings.
Yeah, there was a nice peek there by Huiten getting information. He managed to spot out World Edit at the top of mid, so good information gained there by ESG. But now ESG, they're kind of falling back onto this A site. They have to have the 3 guys here to hold, but that team have got firm control of mid at this point. They could really go anywhere.
Yeah, the Swedes are playing a little bit timidly, it feels like. They're really just allowing the Russians to move around a lot on the map. Flamey again in that position, just able to walk up, and nobody challenges him on it. World Edit going to take down Delpan. Now it's up to Michaelili and Emilio in this bomb site. They have to stay alive. Flamey runs in, takes down one, gets this, not the second kill here, and you peek Will instead. And this is just, I actually have just no idea what ESG are up to anymore.
They are really just playing this down to a T. Flamey with a good timing, managing to pick off Michaelili. Well, not necessarily Michaelili. He lives through it. But Emilio and Get Right waiting in that position. Roke is going to get caught by Bondic, but he does manage to live through it. So a good play there by Roke staying alive. And at this point, it's invaluable for ESG just to hold on to the 2 remaining rifles that they have. Once again, they just have to hang back.
Not really much of a chance, and a lot of trash talking coming out in the chat here. Mike Kalila talking about vac bans and a lot of other stuff too. Wow, alright. This is now a really personal matchup, it feels like, between the 2 teams.
Man. ESG sometimes get on my nerves with this sort of thing because, like, they are very prone to whining.
Well,
and we're seeing a bit of that now.
I was looking at HLTV earlier, and there were some very interesting threads as well, put it like that.
They're all over the place.
So, I don't know. It's weird because you actually can't play in this tournament if you've been vac banned previously. So, I'm wondering if that team qualifies, if they're going to have to bow out anyway, just because apparently Flamey does have a vac ban on record. At least that's what what HLTV says. Yeah.
In CSGO.
That's what the topic was anyway. I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems to be what ESG is alluding to as well. So I have no idea if it's true or not. Don't want to judge him if he's innocent. That's obviously someone else's task. But it's certainly something that's on their minds right now. Just looking at the chat.
I'll be right back.
Rogue goes down. World did it with a really nice opening pick. Just taking down Rogue as he jumps past there now. Huerta looking for the bomb site here. Has got the auto sniper in there. There's an AWP in this bomb site, but that team have a 2-on-4 lead here, so they should be able to pick up 7 straight rounds in a row. And things are looking just fantastic here for the terrorist side. And the way they're moving around the map, when they're just... actually, ESG have no information. They should just stay together so that they cover the same bomb site and try and save these rifles. Huerta now very close here, and Flamey not going to pick up that kill, but he goes down instead. Bomb dropped. World Edit still close with the AWP, and he's been so good so far. 16 seconds left here. And Delpan coming in from short as well. Going to take the 1 kill. 10 seconds left. And they will be able to get the bomb plant. And now Delpan is in a world of trouble here. 6 seconds. Delpan walking right in. And this is a strange 1-on-2 coming out. Delpan not really see how he's going to be able to do this, actually, with the amount of time that's left. And no kit either. Almost impossible. He gets shot in the back. Gets the kill. Picks out the pistol. Oh, God. This is now really close. World Edit doesn't go down. No scope doesn't work. He's going to pick up a triple kill instead. And 7 rounds in a row for that team, playing very well at the moment. What's up, Semler? Are you still missing?
I'm back. 1 second.
All right. Oh, Mikey Lily goes down. Aggressive push punished by Bondic. Not really working out. It's going to be a 4-on-5 moving into this 8th round. And Mikey Lily not happy at all about the situation. Well, did a great pick off. Delpan punished for that jump. It's a beautiful shot coming out. Over at the B hallways, it's going to be Rogue hiding in the corner. Flash goes through. Flamey tries to peek. Not going to get it this time. He goes down. And it is now a 2... Well, just, yeah, 2 people down for ASG. Mikey Lily and Delpan.
Yeah. Mikey Lily once again with very poor sportsmanship. But this is still a 2-man advantage right now for that team. They're making their way over to the A side. It's all going to be down to Huiten alive, trying to get into Shadow, and he will make it just in the nick of time. But they're already putting shots through. He still gets a parting shot, however. That is very solid play. But that is all he will be getting. Roke now trying to rush up through Connector, trying to get something done. But it's not looking likely here for him.
Rogue, 1-on-3. Going to take down World Dead, who's been so strong. It's a little bit of a shame that they lose him, but if they win the round, they can still pick up the AWP. He's very close here, and Rogue is actually trapped in. He's going to go down. Bondic will pick up the headshot, and we're now looking at 8-0 here, moving into the 9th round. ESG being completely trashed by that team.
Yeah, they're really struggling at this point. But I think it's got a lot to do with their mental game as well. Like, right now, it's clear that they're just looking for excuses. Like, I feel like I'm watching matchmaking. And it's just like, whine, cry, moan, bitch. And that's not something we should be seeing from a pro team. From a team that's, looking to qualify in. You play your game, you talk after. This is not, what we should be seeing from a top Swedish team.
They suddenly are very distracted at the moment, and they're losing a lot of players here at the A bomb site. Quitten also point-blank range with the AWP. UB coming around the corner is going to pick up the kill, and we're looking at a 3-on-2. Not exactly an ideal situation. This is going to be 9 rounds in a row straight for that team, just utterly destroying ESG on this Mirage map for the first half. Bondik with 11, 0, and 2.
Yeah, that's... I mean, right now we're just seeing an unreal... I mean... This is just an amazing performance out of that team. It's a combination of ESG just mind-screwing themselves and that team just playing perfectly. Like, they are really just exploiting everything. Playing slow, looking for picks. Let's see, World Edit with an aggressive peek there. Up through pit, finds Emilio, trying to get over to the electric stairs fast enough. And backs up. Is he going to get caught? Yes, he will. Stuck around too long. And now his team actually has to worry about ESG making it in here to get that AWP, but it's just not going to be a problem anymore.
And I think I got dosed again.
Oh, you got fucked again?
Yeah, I think so. At least the stream is dropping some frames. Still, I'm going to wait and see if it's still working. I can hear you at least. Yeah, I think it's gone.
God fucking damn it. Okay, I'm putting my shit on again.
Yeah, do that.